Artist Bebop number 39, the weekly ramble, where I take a timer, set it for 22 minutes, and artistically muse. Verbal recap. House full of sick kids this week. So you may hear coughing. There's some coughing. Listen closely. I always worry about audio things. I want my own sound booth. Things to work towards. But yeah, interesting. Or I don't know, exhausting. I'm a little beat down. I don't know how energetic I will be. I feel like I'm low key on these anyway. I think because I'm not talking loud. It's late. Yeah. But aside from that, I heard from my friend Chamo this morning, which I hadn't heard from him in a while. So it was good. It's good to hear old voices. And he and I collaborated a lot. He was an enabler, that's what I call him. Because we'd come up with these creative ideas and then he would help me execute. As a photographer, he would act as my producer, which was awesome. I miss that. But yeah, I laugh because it's the spirit of our friendship. He calls one day and rattles off this project he wants to do, and I'm listening and like, wow, cool, yeah, let's do it. And so at the end of what I guess is a pitch, he says, there's no money in this. And I started laughing because my response was, when has that ever stopped us? Right? Made me think of, you might hear all types of children grunts. They're okay. They're just under the weather, recovering. Everyone's okay. But I digress. Now, in the spirit of that, I was Steve Harvey, of all people, listening to him rattle about what a gift is in terms of a person, an individual. What is your gift? That everyone has a gift, which is completely true, I think. And so that gift is the thing that the person does without effort, with the least amount of effort, that it is not work. And that was cool to think about. Because I think about that idea of gift, and to me it's voice. And even the idea for me that I feel comfortable and I feel effortless in expressing that voice in multiple mediums. Even these speaking things, I'm enjoying more and more, and I'm thinking more, and yeah, just trying to develop that more and more. And that's really a task that never ends. And I used to think about that very early as a working artist, that Sorry, I got distracted there. I'm hearing kid noises and concerned. Not too concerned, but I don't know. It takes me out of it, I guess. Technical parental difficulties. But it's real. That's why it's a ramble. But not very early on, I would think about that whole thing. Gift. What am I doing? What do I do with all this? The coolest thing a teacher ever wrote. Probably the coolest was I took a creative writing class, and it was one of those things where, we were writing short stories, just flowed out of me, and I loved the thing I wrote. And these were like my first attempts at really focused story writing. And so at the end of that semester, it was whatever your final story you turn in. And she wrote, "You have real and significant talent. What are you going to do with it?" And that stuck with me. And at that time, I was all like, words. But it was never immediate enough. What I like about writing now, I'm rediscovering it, is that, well, I'm so caught up in the ramble, I forgot about my timer. That's rare. But what was... And then I lost it again. I'm out of it. I've not slept much. Oh, man. But I will sleep well after this. Yeah. I'm excited. I need to touch in with my friend Deborah, because she started to send me some imagery for the book, and then I think we need to decide on I'm illustrating her book, which is exciting. It'll be her writing, and so we need to agree on. It sounds like we might be doing a monochrome thing, which I love working monochrome. It's very exciting. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got from a fellow painter was, once in a while, just start painting monochrome for a while. It'll make what you do stronger. And so, if you ever watch my stuff and see me go monochrome, it's what I'm taking Antonio's advice there. But you know what? I kind of like not looking at the timer. I don't know why I've been looking at the timer. I'm going to stop it. It's nice to just flow here. But, okay, so we'll go back. It's like I played chess with my own rambling mind. But yeah, the teacher and that whole thing of, you have this real and significant talent. What do you do with it? And that's where I realized that it didn't have to be one medium. Which is funny, because at the time I had a girlfriend that was very stay in your lane. And because of that, I did just focus on photography mainly. I was always looking at everything, and I was always, So we had a place together. She did not want me painting, because and she was right, I would have destroyed that place. I love that about being single. I can, this is my paradise. And if paint gets on everything, so be it. I wonder how it's funny watching my kids grow up with that, though. It's funny, they have paint on them all the time. I've been thinking about that. I think I talked about it last week, like how much do you share? And because I can't help but talk about parenthood and my kids, but I also don't want to ever get too specific, because I feel like, it's their lives. But the parent part is mine, so it's weird. But yeah, I don't know. Just want to be sensitive, I guess. I would want that consideration, I guess. Yeah. But what else? What has been going on this week? I'm so excited about the Chamo call. It brought back a lot of memories. I like my collaborators. The book with Deborah is exciting. I need to make time to call her tomorrow. That's hard during the day, and she insists that a night call is okay, but I have found that sleep happens, even if you're nocturnal, like some people. But yeah, I need to get that flowing. Very excited. I have ideas. We'll see. We'll see what develops. I'm starting to whisper. Man, I think I'm a little delirious today. I certainly didn't. No, I fumbled things. My errands. But, yeah. But it's good. It's just kind of life, I guess. It gets tricky. I was thinking about that Ali Foreman fight and Rumble in the Jungle. There's the famous footage. Ali's just does not get hit during this brutal onslaught of punches from Foreman, and survives that attack. But you see, if you look at that footage, look at Ali, there's that face like, this man just tried to kill me. Like, all right. And he's back in it. He wins it, but that face, it's like, I know that face. I think everyone does. It's what's cool about sports. It's what keeps me painting stuff like that. As we see these legendary, iconic moments that do happen, they're just heightened. The spectacle of it all. The pageantry. I used the word effusive today. I was thinking about my process in the studio because a friend of mine, shout out Danbury Steve, we'll banter on DM, which I told him I'm so I'm so appreciative. Any of you that write me, you have no idea. I love the back and forth. But he was talking about the time lapses that I do and how I watch them sometimes, and he's trying to figure out what I'm thinking, which is it's very humbling. Anybody watches anything. So I was like, okay, so I guess I'll answer the question. There's a lot going on, I guess, and it depends. Sometimes it's pop art, and there's why you're doing the piece, but in general, what studio time is, and even what the moving of these hands are to make things, in terms of that process, the studio, so I wake up, and for me, there are inner voices, which everybody has. I seem to have a lot of them, and they talk, and sometimes they talk over each other, and one pushes the other, and they're all vying for my attention. On top of that, I have children who do the same thing. And then I have everything I need to do in this 24-hour day, including sleep. But when I get into the studio, those voices, the kids sleep, nice. But those inner voices, they don't go away, but they're calmed by this hyper focus I suddenly have. And then the tranquility of that. And that is effusive. Just this joyful gratitude of being in that place and being able to progress it each time I get in there. I guess just gratitude too. But that is always what's going on. It's more than Cookie Monster. I think the work is about gratitude and celebration and just being happy and moving towards happiness. And that can shift. There are rainy, grumpy days, but in the studio, I'm generally just nice. And that happens with any type of expression. I've been doing the daily writing, and I love shifting words around and getting to use words like effusive. It's fun, and it does slow those inner voices down. Yeah, it's good stuff. What am I working on in the studio? I've been working on these 1981 Topps basketball. I've been obsessed with that set. I get obsessed with card graphics, I think. But then I've been looking more at action cards lately. Oh, and that's what I was doing. I'm working on this one where it'll be an in-action card. It was a suggestion. But yeah, action was not something I traditionally used to do. Kind of stuck to the portrait part of sports cards, but lately I'm really into it. And it's cool because I was looking at some older work, and it's nice to see the progression in those. Like, my initial attempts were very blocky, which were cool. I liked them. I always think of a piece that was my very best effort at that moment. But to me, it's important to finish that moment and move on to the next one. God, that was weird. I have it happen a lot, but sometimes I forget. Eric sent me a picture of, he gets pieces from me for his boy's bedroom, and there were like 15 of them. It's like, wow. First of all, thank you, Eric. But it was cool it's always cool to see the gang hanging out. Like wow, those dudes, those paintings, they're just hanging out together. That's awesome. It made me happy. I like that. It's good moments that I guess people give back to you. Like they get a lot of that, which is good. I like that a lot of the feedback I get is that what I do makes people smile. So that was funny. I was watching this, she's gone viral, this podcaster, and she does this character. It's interesting to hear about post-Ramble. That was a timer. So it was interesting to hear her talk about the character, and she's like, it's just really, it's the annoying parts of me. But so that, and she was surprised by the popularity. There was another point to that, but the timer threw me off. But I don't know, it was cool. Her stuff's cool. I'm gonna keep watching. I can see how she went viral. It's cool that you put something out there and you never know what it's gonna do. So that's about it. I'm gonna get some rest. Be well out there. Stay healthy. All right, I will see you next time.
Welcome to my world, El Santo's world. Bebop.